This is a demonstration of manual docking at an orbital outpost. These are some of the more difficult things that you have to learn to do because the orientation is not always clear. We're at Gelfand Orbital. We are within 7.5 kilometers, so we're going to request docking clearance. This ship is equipped with an advanced docking computer, but we're not going to use it. We're going to do this the hardest possible way. We have clearance to landing pad 2. You can see that in the center, below fuel rats and above the radar display. I don't know where landing pad 2 is, though. Underneath the U in fuel rats, you'll see a small compass display. That solid blue dot means that our destination is in front of us, as opposed to being a hollow blue dot, which would mean it's behind us. We're going to align that so that it's right in the center. There we go. Okay, so the center of where my ship is pointing is going to have the landing pad itself. Let's fly closer until we can actually see what's going on. I'm speeding right now, over 100 meters per second, just for the purpose of getting this demonstration a little bit faster. But you might want to keep it lower than that, or else you'd be liable for any collision fines. Okay. We're getting closer. We're mass locked. I'm going to come to a stop now. All right, I can see just up here, 02. I can see this large metal box that 02 is attached to. That entire box is our landing module. You can see it says Bay 2. Fly up nice and close so we can get some details. That thing up there moving, that's somebody else's landing pad, not ours. Bay 2. You got this entire thing. I'm intentionally being a little bit dizzy. Okay, it says 02. So this is ours. Let's fly a little closer. All right, so here's us in a situation, right? You've been here. We've all been here. I've been here more recently than I care to admit. Here's what we need to do. Get away from the landing pad a little bit. Get above it. Center your ship on it and face down. Okay. Now here's where we can begin to figure out how we need to rotate this thing. I can see up there is a little blast shield. Let me turn on some lights. That little blast shield is just cosmetic. It's pretty, but whatever. You always want that thing at the back of your ship when you land. Another way of thinking about it is you're going to have all these buildings up here with radar spinny things and useless buildings that you can't touch. You want that forward. So at this point, I'm correctly done. And there are a few ways to get to this point. From our original position, you could learn to read the landing HUD below, learn what your ship looks like, say, okay, I'm going to come to a stop, I'm going to pitch so that I'm level with the pad and the pad below me, I'm going to yaw so that my ship is facing forward on this display. We still have 6 minutes on the clock. This is great. We're doing fine. Nice and slow. Shields on. No problem. I'm going to align myself with the center of that pad. There we go. That's what we want. You'll note that I switched between alternate and standard flight controls to do that. You'll want to play around with the settings and your keybinds in order to get the right landing profile for you. I'm now deploying my landing gear. And bringing it down to the pad. Shields are intact, no damage, no fines for crashing into stuff. We got our way down. Remember, correct orientation for all of these landing pads that you find anywhere in any space station are going to be this blast shield behind you, these buildings in front of you, the pad below you, your landing gear down, and centered on the landing HUD. Now we'll also do a launch just for demonstration purposes. Again, we're not doing this with any automatic stuff here. Flight assist is on because I'm not a masochist. We are clear to leave the station. We got 5 minutes to do it. My landing gear's still down. That's fine. I've got my landing controls set to something that's very easy to maneuver in. So I'm just going to thrust straight up. I can see there's nothing in my way for several light years. Straight up. This is good enough, but I could keep going. Landing gear retracted. And now I can fly off straight forward, up, to the side. If I remembered what was behind me, I could do that too. These outposts have a smaller sphere of control. They don't care what you do past a much shorter distance. Nothing for me to hit in front, so I'm going to accelerate up to full speed. I'm now ready to plot a course for true man's rest. I want to fly status, just a line though. Let's see if I can do that. There we go on the compass on the lower left. That's all there is to the departure.